The first time my CEO looked at me, it felt like I had done something terribly wrong. His eyes were cold, unreadable, like he had already decided I wasn't good enough. And from that moment on, I was sure of one thing: he hated me. I had just started working at the company, trying to rebuild my life after everything fell apart. New city, new job, no one to lean on. I promised myself I'd stay quiet, work hard, and not draw attention. But somehow, I always ended up in his line of sight. "Ms. Carter," he'd say in that sharp, controlled voice, "is this your best work?" Every meeting felt like an interrogation. Every mistake, no matter how small, felt magnified under him. He never smiled at me, never softened. And yet he noticed everything. At first, I told myself he was just strict, a perfectionist. But then I saw how he treated others. He was firm, yes, but never like this. Never so intense. It felt personal. One night, I stayed late to fix a report he had rejected earlier. The office was empty, quiet except for the hum of lights. I rubbed my eyes, exhausted, when I heard footsteps behind me. "You're still here." I froze. His voice. "I wanted to fix the report," I said quickly, not turning around. I know it wasn't good enough. There was a pause. Then, surprisingly, his tone softened just a little. "You don't have to stay this late." He whispered. "I can't afford to lose this job." Silence filled the room again, heavier this time. When I finally turned, he was watching me, not coldly but thoughtfully, like he was seeing something he hadn't noticed before. From that night on, things started to change, but not in the way I expected. He was still strict, still distant. But now he began giving me opportunities. Bigger projects. More responsibility. He'd correct me, guide me, but never praise me. It was confusing. If he hated me, why invest in me? Weeks passed, and I found myself working harder than ever. Not just to prove myself, but because I wanted his approval. Even just once. Then one evening, everything shifted. I was in the conference room alone when I overheard voices outside. His voice, and another executive. "You're being too hard on her," the man said. "Everyone can see it." There was a pause before my CEO responded, quieter than I'd ever heard him. "If I go easy on her, she won't survive here." "Or maybe," the man replied, "you're just afraid to admit why you're really doing this." My heart started pounding. "And what's that?" my CEO asked, his voice tight. "That you care about her more than you should." Silence. I couldn't breathe. "I'm protecting her," he finally said. "She doesn't belong in the middle of this mess." My mind raced. Protecting me? From what? Before I could process it, the door opened, and there he was. His eyes met mine, and for the first time, he looked shaken. "How much did you hear?" he asked. "Enough," I whispered. The truth came out that night. The company was going through a silent internal war. Power struggles, betrayals, people being pushed out. And somehow, I had unknowingly stepped right into it. My ideas, my work, they had caught attention. Dangerous attention. "I pushed you harder than anyone," he admitted, his voice low. "Because I needed you to be strong enough to stand on your own. If anyone saw you as weak, they'd tear you apart." I stared at him, emotions crashing inside me. "So you decided to be the one tearing me apart instead?" His jaw tightened. "It was the only way to keep you safe without making it obvious." Tears filled my eyes. All those moments I thought he hated me. All those nights I went home feeling worthless. "You should have trusted me," I said softly. "I didn't trust myself," he replied. That broke something in me. For the first time, I saw past the cold exterior. He wasn't heartless. He was scared. Not for himself, but for me. Days passed after that, and everything between us felt different. The tension was still there, but now it carried something else. Something unspoken. One evening as I packed my things, he walked up to my desk. "You did well today," he said. I looked up, surprised. That was the first time he had ever said that. "Thank you," I replied quietly. He hesitated, then added, "I should have said that a long time ago." Our eyes met, and in that moment, everything we hadn't said felt louder than words. "I thought you hated me," I admitted. A faint, almost painful smile touched his lips. That was the problem. I never could. My heart skipped. What I thought was hatred was actually something far more complicated. Something deeper. something he tried to hide, even from himself. And maybe something I had started to feel too. Because sometimes, the people who push you the hardest aren't trying to break you. They're trying to protect you in the only way they know how. And sometimes love doesn't look soft or gentle at first. Sometimes it looks like a storm, until you realize it was Shelt.